if a candidate is on the ballot in all 50 states, they're still not permitted into those debates necessarily, right? I think it's a percentage of the polling. You have to reach 15% or something to be allowed into that debate.
No, it's not 15%, but in any case, first of all, the way the debates are presented are completely rigged. I mean, they group, in most of the cases, they group the first-tier candidates in the center of the stage,
right?
So that when you're looking, at a camera shot, it's only the quote-unquote first-tier candidates right in the center of the stage. Anyone who's considered the second-tier candidate is off to the sides where you can't see them.
Ron Paul's hanging out on the edge.
Yeah,
just back there.
Yeah, building up a head of steam so when they finally do ask him a question, boom.
He does. Now, and also, the time is not equally allotted, right? The front runners are asked more questions in these Republican and Democrat primary debates, right?
Yeah. And it becomes a self-fulfilling, proposition. And you're going to say, these guys are the front runners, and we're just going to say that,
right?
And you are going to believe it because you believe whatever you're told by the tube, right? So we tell you these are the front runners, and we're going to show you that by putting them right here in the center, near the host. So as you can see where I am today.
Putting it in the front.
If Ron Paul were here, though, I'd have him sit way up. So we switched it. Your guy is, John Edwards is one of the front runners, so he gets those cushy, juicy center spots, huh?
Yeah, he does. I'm not complaining. It's still true that, I really appreciate the fact that there is breadth and actual diversity of opinion on both sides in the Democratic debates and the Republican debates. That, it's great that Kucinich is in the debates because he says things that wouldn't get said otherwise. It's great that Ron Paul is in the debates because it's great to have someone against the war on the stage in a Republican debate.
And Mike Gravel, so they could be a lunatic.
Right, yeah. Right. So there's somebody who can rant about the war on drugs in Democratic debates. But that, I don't think that I don't think that enough people are actually watching the debates. That they're debate again and again and again, and they're monotonous enough and not different enough from each other.
And I think that speaks to the structure of the debates.
When I was a kid, the debates were a big deal. There were only 3 networks, back in the old days. But seriously, they were a huge deal. I mean, I worked in TV news. That's my waiting tables job. And when I was in Dallas at WFAA, they brought in Ted Koppel, and he was interviewing everybody. It was this major Democratic debate.
In the primary.
Yeah, and it was an amazing thing to me. And now it's just like, it seems like maybe I don't want to say there are too many debates, but they're so different places and they're just all over the map. And they're like, how can we give the debate a little more pizzazz this time to get viewers?
They take turns giving sound bites, don't they?
Yeah.
I mean, they should be able to question each other.
They should be able
if
to
the candidates could question the other candidates.
Debate each other.
They were
If they were able to actually debate each other, the debate would be more interesting, wouldn't it?
Well, it certainly happened. One of the probably the most famous debates in this whole moments in all of these debates was when Rudy Giuliani challenged Ron Paul on his position on 9/11 in the Iraq War, and well, it only happened because Giuliani busted out of the box and
he spoke out of turn.
And attacked Dr. Paul. It worked out famously for us because he became an instant rock star. Thank you, Rudy. Please do it again. Anytime he opens his mouth, it's just gold for us. Keep on talking.
On a couple of the last Fox News debates, they have this, you can text in for who you thought won the debate. And both times, Ron Paul was killing in that texting. But they kind of blow it off, like Sean Hannity blows it off and says, they're all just, they're all going crazy texting.
That's not true. You cannot vote more than once. It's completely not true.
Really?
You cannot, especially the text votes on the cell phones cannot. Yeah, I tried. You guys got to try, but no, you can't. So those are legitimate votes, and we're really kind of over this, and very soon this is going to come to an end. They keep saying the Ron Paul campaign is an internet phenomenon, and yes, it sort of started on the internet, but no, we're real people, and we do real things in support of our candidate. We go out on the street, we hold signs last Friday it was raining, one of those rare days it rains in Southern California. We were there with our signs, and you know, we have rallies, we go door to door, we are at shopping centers, we paint our cars with Ron Paul all over it, you know what I mean?
Oh, is that legal?
Hey, you know,
You can say it.
we got an illegal government to start with. I mean, so if the government is illegal, what's next?
Now look, there's a debate on Thursday, just this coming Thursday, that Tavis Smiley is hosting, and it's in Baltimore. It's at an African American college. The 4 Republican frontrunners are not going to appear at this debate. Tom said he hasn't been at any yet, but Giuliani, Romney, and McCain all said they're not going to be there. Ron Paul will be there. What's with that? Also, Univision did a Democratic debate, and they want to do a Republican debate. Only McCain said he would be part of that.
It's weird. You know, most of the...
Because I don't think he speaks Spanish.
Going to debates, you know, the first debate I saw was when I was in grade school, and the guy said that he was going to give us more snacks and a longer recess. And he won. And I really haven't seen me change in the debate, what people are saying in debates since then. So the guy that says he's going to give us the most stuff, you know. But then when I got older, I realized there was no free lunch.
Well, you know, the Republican front runners, so to speak, quote unquote, will seem to really pick and choose where they're going to show up, because they didn't show up. All the big names did not show up at a very Christian conservative function recently called the Values Voter Debate. They didn't show up for that. Ron Paul showed up for that, and they didn't want to be asked the questions from the hardcore right-wing conservatives, because basically they're liberal Democrats wearing a conservative cloak, and now they don't want to show up at a more liberal-oriented debate, because perhaps they don't want to be shown up for being liberals, you know, by an actual liberal. I know that Tavis Smiley interviewed Ron Paul, and it went fairly well, and I'm looking forward to hearing Ron.
Thursday night. And on the flip side, the Democrats would not show up for a Fox News debate.
Right, on purpose. Very, very, very critically, we're not going to show up. Democrats are not going to show up on a partisan political Republican channel. It's just not going to happen, and that's, you know, they're not going to, and that's the right political decision for them to make. And there's no reason why they should help out Fox in any way at all, or let the Fox News people ask them questions, because they're going to be biased questions, and the clips that are going to get replayed on the news are going to be particularly where the Democrats look bad, etc. And Fox, you know, it is essentially persona non grata on the Democratic side, and that's the way it should be.
On the other hand, the Democrats are very comfortable answering questions from snowmen on the internet, right?
One more sort of debate. Our primary topic.
The Republican candidates are scared of YouTube. Right.
Well, the Republicans didn't want to do
they don't want to do that.
Nobody wants to do anything. Maybe they don't want to debate. I mean, nobody wants to do
They don't want to be in an environment that is not completely controlled and scripted and engineered and rigged to their benefit.
Right. If you don't have an answer for